It's Worldwide LA, the host of Smoke and Mirrors podcast. We're here for a reason, not just a season. We got a special guest today, Chinese Nicky, and we're gonna talk about everything on this show. Y'all know where y'all at. I'm gonna go to my co-host right here.
I know what it is, your boy White. Y'all can follow me, Made Back the President. This is season 2, revamped.
We back.
Talk to me, Slick.
You know who I am, Slick. You know, Slick Chat. Follow me, I'm here. And you know I get to the goods of everything. And Nicky is here for us to talk to.
We gotta get to the T. And this episode right here is gonna be special because now we got the live audience today. This is our first time ever doing this. This is our version of like the tiny desk, you know, type of version. So I mean, y'all bear with us. This is the new version that we getting out to the people, man. So shout out to Chinese Nicky.
Thank you so much for coming. Everybody clap it up for Chinese Nicky. Right into it, like Chinese Nicky, a lot of people know you from Love and Hip Hop Miami back then. We just want to know how'd you get started, like where did this all come about? Like talk to us about it, like what got you to Love and Hip Hop and all that.
Okay, so I'm from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, what's up?
I'm from Brooklyn. Always kind of been industry related. Maybe at I think 18, 19, I started working at the Source. And I was Dave Mays and Raventino's assistant.
Nice.
And then I went into fashion, and so I was a fashion editor. Then I did like some stuff with Vibe, 106 and Park, blah blah blah. And I had a special somebody back then that was at Def Jam.
Okay.
So we got together, and we would stay together, and we started buying clubs and restaurants and stuff like that. So I got to Miami, and I was part owner of King of Diamonds.
Nice.
And I guess they just...
Sal was out here buying clubs and park owning King. That's a major, milestone. So salute to that. That's major.
Facts. Salute to
You know
that.
what I'm saying? So people, let me cut you off. That.
No. I was kind of like in the shadow of my kid's father, and someone, I guess, maybe Tamara or someone, you know Tamara,
Of course, my sister.
right, had mentioned to Love and Hip Hop that I was her friend and I was co-owner of King of Diamonds, and they wanted to meet me. I had a daughter at the time who was like a bartender at, she was a star tender back then. And she was like 19, and they wanted to meet us. So as soon as they met us, I guess they fell in love with my personality, of course, because that's what I do. And I pulled her in, and we got it in. They just threw us in a shit show.
So who was responsible for not taking my application for King of Diamonds? I wanted to straight, and my name was from King. You know, I had a little, I'm from King. I had a two-pack, but they called me from King. And somebody didn't know what's going on here. So who was that supposed to talk?
That was definitely me.
So what you got like a fashion background? So you said you went to FIT.
I went to FIT.
Nice. I killed them 1 year. Basketball
facts.
They had a basketball team? You was playing
I played
you know what,
FIT. Definitely. But see, go ahead and get to it.
My bad, I got a question. I want to get to the source. I want to speak to the energy of like you was around on the source. That's the golden era of hip hop.
Yes.
Yeah, I want you to speak to the energy of that. Like, how was it working with side by side with things like that? Being around the golden era of hip hop with some of the best rappers, hip hop artists that came out.
You know what? It was so normal to me. Being in Brooklyn, I lived around the corner from Clark Kent. I was young. They were older, and we just used to hang out with them. And we would all just go kick it. Jay used to be there because Clark had brought Jay out back then.
My favorite rapper, not that is my favorite rapper.
I was like 14, hanging out with them. And my girlfriends used to work they started up Rockefeller with Jay as interns. So O'Neilly, Dara, shout out to all of them. So before it got really started as a label, they were already there. So I was just known, just kind of like it was regular for me. You know, I think that when you came up in the 90s and the 2000s, it was so regular to be around people that were coming up, right? It was just It was normal, just like kind of like industry street type shit.
So being that it was so regular, right? What was the first person I would say that you seen that gave like those starstruck that you starstruck by? Being that it was so regular to be around, some of the biggest
The
artists.
first person made you go, oh, that's
You was
it.
around the J's and the Nas.
LA.
You know what I'm saying? Before they came in like that.
Like, the first thing you said, oh, that's it? Why he's so short? You know,
No.
a lot of times we be thinking everybody big. Look at the motherfucker.
I mean, I seen Jay when he dropped Reasonable Doubt. Like he came to my house, picked me up, and we listened to the album in the car.
Before it came out?
He dropped it.
You know what's so crazy though? We just had a whole 2-hour conversation in here about Jay-Z and Nas and who the. That's crazy that we having the same conversation again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always a conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
So did you deem it a classic before it came out, when that you heard it before it hit the mainstream airwaves?
I just kind of knew. I knew the Mary song was gonna be the one. Like, you know, we sat there that night that we listened to that album. We drove to the studio and he introduced me to Big. That was the first night, the first time I ever met Big.
Right.
And yeah, I just sat quietly in there. He introduced me, and Big was in there breathing.
She said, what?
Yo, listen, I want to say something to LA, man, because you know, I did my research late, and I didn't know I was sitting next to Golden Treasure like this. He sent me a bunch of love and hip hop questions. So I knew about all this, I would have went a different route. This is dope. I'm a big fan of hip hop. So
Yeah. I got a funny story. Real quick. So I knew Jay from, you know, hanging out, but around that time, I was a lot younger than they were, right? I had a friend that was a little bit older than me. She might have been about 4 or 5 years older than me, but she was talking to Jay, right? Jay liked me, right? But back then I used to lie about my age. I was hanging out with older girls. I was acting older, right? Maybe 16, 17. Jay does Dead Presidents video. We all pull up, it's a bunch of us. Jay asked me to be the main girl. But my homegirl is right there.
So you could, all right, got it.
And I feel away. You know, I'm a loyal person. I was just kind of like, it was awkward. But he really didn't care because that wasn't his girl like that. So he's just like, come on, you know, just do this scene with me. And then whatever. So anyways, we did the drive-in scene when he's driving up to the gate. You can remember that. I'm in the car with him. Get through there. We're at Peter Luger's. Right, in the GS300, yeah. And it's at Peter Luger's in Brooklyn. Driving. Now it's the table scene, right? So Jay asked me to sit next to him. I'm like, I really can't. I just feel away. It just feels crazy.
It's going down.
Right. But not what you think. This is even more interesting. So now, trying to figure out where I'm going. Everybody's already sitting, but Jay is like, sit here. But now they need another girl. It looks a little crazy because I drove with him. So now he's like, just sit here. Now at this point, they're like, they got another girl. But now I'm standing here. Everybody's already seated. Little Sean, y'all remember Little Sean?
I know Lil Sean.
He's on your chest.
Yeah, fact. I know Lil Sean.
He's an asshole. I said it.
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
She said it. Fuck,
She said it, bro. What can we do?
And it's nothing you can
We
do
didn't know
either.
it was going to come out.
no, I
Ain't nothing you can do either. But anyway, so everybody's sitting. Somebody comes with a bright idea. Sit with Sean. I'm like,
No.
at the end of the day, I come from the streets first. So, and there's something about me and men and like them making me feel belittled. Because I always feel like I'm here with guys, you know? Just, I don't know.
Oh,
We'll get into that later.
Definitely going to get into that.
So they're like, sit on his lap. Sit on his lap. There's a table, everybody's sitting next to each other, and I gotta come sit on,
sit on Little Sean's lap.
sit on Little Sean's lap, because I already
Nah.
told Jay no, he has a girl sitting on the side of him at this point. Jay right now, Emery just told me that they was talking about this story, like last year. They always bring it up. It's the funniest shit ever.
Shout out to Marie.
Shout out to
So
This is
we're
the former
sitting, We're sitting at the table. I sit on the chair with Sean. I'm not sitting on his lap. He's sitting here, and I'm on the corner like this. There's a food. You know, everybody's sitting in front of a plate of food. And as they start taping, he decides to shove me in my back. He's mad. He's hating. He's hating while it's taping.
He ain't rubbed the booty or nothing. He ain't get a sneak feel of
I
it.
fucked him up, which I didn't do. Listen.
But he elbowed you though. Like,
And I fucked him up.
see, that was.
That's what I was getting to. So he elbowed me in the back. My face went forward and like my face hit the plate. Right? So now I get up. Remember, we both in an awkward position how we sitting. So I rock the chair back. Like I get up in a hurry, rock the chair back, and he falls back. And I jump on top of him and whip, but all my homegirls, we jumped him. We fucked his whole video up. To this day, Jay talks about it.
We didn't know.
He said he talks about it all the time.
Damn.
Y'all heard it first on Smoke and Mirrors. Listen, no stuff real quick. That was years ago. So the Beehive, take it easy. This Smoke and Mirrors podcast. But we're easy on this shit.
Exactly. We don't want no smoke.
Well, congratulations. We don't need that.
Oh, and never know.
Yeah,
So let me
got
ask you
real
this.
crazy for
Let
him.
me ask you this. So was like, with that being a crazy moment, because you know we always hear the stories of the industry and how crazy it is. What made you, like, for a female, after going through that moment right there, what made you want to continue to be involved with the industry like that?
Well, you gotta remember, at this time this happened to me, I'm a teenager.
Right.
They're well in their 20s. I'm still growing up.
Right.
I'm still dibbling and dabbling outside. I'm still, I'm a Brooklyn girl.
Right.
Getting out the mud. I'm in school, I had kids. My neighborhood, I was probably a little, at that time, a little bit different. I was Caribbean, a little Blasian girl coming up. And then I'm outside with the shooters.
Yeah.
So I'm outside.
A lot of shooters back then.
Yeah.
A lot of
I'm outside with the elite.
Right.
I'm outside with the
Alright, so
elite.
speaking to that, right? So I know because you said it felt so regular, right? So did you feel like when you went back home, did you feel like I'm on to something special,
That
something
day?
historic? No, just being around the industry, being around
No,
certain guys,
I was never impressed with that.
Okay.
I'm outside with I'm already seeing money.
Yeah.
I'm outside like
Yeah, that was the era.
I'm outside.
That was definitely
I'm outside. It's the 90s. I'm getting money like a dude.
Shit.
I'm
Not me.
not.
I wasn't getting no money. I was listening.
Yeah,
I'm turning in cans and bottles and letting y'all know
Let me
that.
ask you this, Nicky. How is it like? How do you handle like criticism and shit like that?
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
I think I have thick skin. I'm just kind of
We just talking about
I've
that.
Yeah, we
been
was.
through so much like real shit in life that your words can't really.
Wow.
I'm saying, I tell you, there's different layers to it.
What we just talking about, man?
Is it more so like you can see it and it don't bother you, or you just tune it out?
So at first, right, I handled everything. Just even when I was on Love and Hip Hop, right, they threw me in a situation with a girl that I thought she was live, right? She's popping her shit. When you pop your shit in the hood, you can back it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they threw me in a situation with a girl. She's talking crazy. They immediately, they pick out who they want to bump heads with
Right.
in the beginning. They don't tell us that. This is the first time I've ever done TV. I'm not used to this, and I'm not used to people violating me and talking crazy to me either. And they threw me in a situation where this girl is trying to handle my daughter, trying to handle me, and I'm not used to that. So I got, I'm thinking that this is the thing to do. I'm gonna fuck you up, I don't care if the camera's on, whatever. So I got to it, right? And then after that, it was like, oh, you're fined, and then we want you, like, you gotta sit out the next show. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, what the fuck, what y'all want me to do for real?
You want me to front?
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
So I started to understand that this wasn't real for real, and taking it internally and internalizing it and becoming really, really upset. I had to really learn to work through those emotions. This shit is fake. It's fake. But it took some time because after that, obviously the security pulled her off, and I ain't seen her. Like, they made sure that they kept us away from each other. but I ended up running into her in Charlotte. I was at Peter's spot and the One Club, whatever. And they must have booked her at the same time they booked me, same weekend. So I just so happened to be sitting there with some dudes that I know from Brooklyn, and we just sit around, and I just took a glance at the door, and I seen they had like a patio. And I looked and I was like, I know the fuck this can't be this bitch sitting here. She can't think she tough like that. Mind you, that we still in the thick of it. So we're sitting there, and I'm just like, so I just get up. Got everybody sitting around, but I'm at the end. So I just got up, slid over, started walking. So now I rushed towards the door because I knew they was gonna come. Or everybody grabs me, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, whatever. They put me back inside the seat.
This is still part of the show?
No, this is no show. This is 6 months later. On site is just on site.
Oh, this one.
Right. She was talking so spicy on off the show, on the internet, shade room, all over. Everybody's picking it up at this point. Everybody's antagonizing the beef. You know, then you got the uglies versus the regular girls that now they all trying to attack. Now it's just getting wild. It's getting wild. It's getting real crazy. Now they're inciting a riot. So now I'm outside, whatever, I see her, all that happens. So now they put me back inside the seat. It's kind of like a booth, but it's a table on the front of us. But it's a booth seat. They sit me in the middle, and now it's like this, how y'all are, but more guys. And this bitch decides to walk by my table. I'm not pussy in no kind of way. You're not about to walk past me. You're not about to do that. For you to do that means that you think I'm pussy. She gets up, she's walking with 5 girls.
Is she really?
She just walked by. Nah, she just kind of like glanced. You know, she don't want it to real. The friends probably told her. They probably amped to put the battery in her back. So she's walking by, and as soon as she gets in front of the table, I flip the table. It's a table like that. I flip it, and I grab the mug in front of me with water, and I just banged her. Right? So now it's like now friends is going crazy, and it's just me. It's just a bunch of guys, and it's just me. It's 5 of us. It's 5 of her friends. Right? So I'm like, what's up? There's no cameras. What's up? Oh, bitch, you know, doing all of that. Like, what's up? It's all of y'all. It's me right here by myself. What we doing?
That's so Brooklyn.
What we doing?
So Brooklyn.
Now, police come. Everybody escort me out. I get kicked out. So that was on the internet.
Was no charge.
That's crazy, because that's actually one of my questions I had later on in the segment, but you kind of answered. How was it like reality versus improv on the show? But you kind of answered, but go a little deeper to that. To like, did they give you like a protocol? Did they give you like a
No, they did after.
Okay.
So after all of that, obviously, she calls Mona, she calls Ola, and she's just like, you know, now I'm looking like the bully, even though they put her on me. They sicked her on that. They sicked her on me, and they caused this whole drama between us. I don't know this girl. I don't have no beef with her. Like, I don't. But you know what I'm saying? But you standing in my face and you calling me all kinds of light-skinned monkeys and piglets and all that shit. And like, I'm not used to that. In the streets, you can't even get a word out before I knock your head off. And you talking like, I don't let nobody play with me like that. You on TV talking to me crazy? Fuck it.
So that was like, what was that, 2000, 90s? Chinese nigga? What is it now?
No, that was 2019.
Oh, so you still active with this?
Damn,
No, I'm just
I'm trying to see you chilling now.
She just changed her
Well, let me
Let
change the topic.
I'm trying to see
Hold on, what you say?
I'm trying to see if you want to get taken or what?
You had a couple viral moments, right? You had a couple viral moments. You also had a viral post that's basically talking about what you said now. So I want to know if this post was directed at that young lady. You said something similar. I don't know what it said verbatim, but you said something similar that was like, you know, the reality shows don't, the people that watch it don't know that the joke is actually on them.
Right, because the fans and the viewers, they get so in depth with these characters. They get so involved with these characters that the producers make. If it's all of us getting on the show and these are the producers and they're like, In every single show, there must be a villain. In every single show. So if they came and they say, you know what? The internet is already slandering Chinese Kitty. We're gonna make her the villain. That's it. That's it. And everything she does, they are gonna make it look like it's a wrong move. That's it. So this is what I'm saying. These people are looking at us and they don't even realize that they've already chosen a villain. They've already chosen for us to be that. Listen, they got us already pegged as that. After that Shay situation, that's who we went down as. Every time that she leaked out, she's outside, they wilding, they showing the police, I hit her, I'm out, you know what I'm saying? It just, right, but they don't realize that they threw me in a situation I had nothing to do with. And I'm just gonna handle beef the way I handle beef.
Right.
That's it.
So let me ask you this, do you think that like these reality shows, does it help?
No.
Personal, does it hurt? You know what I'm saying? Like
No, it doesn't. It
It
depends
can.
on who they made, they make to be the sweet girl,
Correct.
the hero, the you know, I'm grateful that even though I might come off a little, you know, streetish and violent-ish,
Okay.
Brooklyn-ish, I still have jewels that I can drop.
Correct.
So I can go both ways. You know, I've been outside for a minute and I seen some things. And you know, because of it, I know how to rationalize. You know, I had to, life just, sat me down.
That's good. That's
Why
wise.
you want to drink, take a little edge off?
Let me change the topic. This might change. Listen, I know for me this always changes my mode. So I want to get into talking about being a mother. You know, how did because you was a teenager. How did that transition you into a grown woman today?
So I was a mom at 14. I had my first at 14, and then my second, I was in 17, third,
How you do
19.
that at 14? Or what you was doing?
Don't even. That was my first experience. It was my first experience. That's what happened.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, because I got more kids than you got friends, so ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just, at 14, I started at 8, but I don't know if I really was able to have one
Listen.
No, you got
listen, football team, I'm all right
We'll
though.
get into that later, but not a funny story.
So, at that time, I'm a mom. I'm in high school. I'm on my second kid, and I think that just my responsibility level, it caused me, along with who I am. Right? That's who God destined me to be, regardless. I'm an A-type personality girl. I'm an alpha female. I'm a mom, and I like money.
You ain't the only one.
So it just kind of it caused me to just go through a lot, be disciplined, still be my age a little bit at times. And then pull myself back together. And by the time I was 21, I've been through so much. I've seen so much that by the time I got to 21, I was damn near acting like a 40-year-old woman. You know what I'm saying? I've been through, as a woman, probably more with a man 50 years old been through, for real, in the streets, for real.
Yeah, she's been outside since 14.
Yeah.
Real quick,
So I seen. And I'm not gonna say at 14, I wasn't experiencing life
You just
like that.
Situation.
But by the time I got, a little bit older, like I said, and I'm hanging around the who's in the streets. So I'm seeing things different, and they're older too. So I can't move around acting like a young knuckleheaded girl.
Definitely.
I gotta move right.
You move right. I seen you outside in my early days.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sitting in the corner, ain't no dancing, I'm watching, I'm not drinking, I'm not dancing, I'm back against the wall, I'm just observing.
Very observant. Somebody came to the door just now, she was like, hold up, like now you good. She's ready to go.
We respect everybody. Good. This is all family here. But I want to stay in that lane right there, the motherhood lane, right? So I want to speak to another viral moment that you had with your daughter on the show. It was kind of like G-checking a little bit, basically saying like, "Oh, listen, you like, I know what you like. You know, I raised you. You like to go down the toxic road. I want you to speak to the mother portion of that, basically saying like, at what point do you know you have to play the mom versus let her learn or give her the game? When do you know? What is the time?
I'm always giving her the game. The game is always gonna come before it's what she does with it. My friends will tell you we all the same age, and I'm constantly on them about everything, like, cause I just hate to see people have to experience the burn when I could just give it to you. I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
That's crazy.
Right there, that shit is on fire. You don't see it, but it's hot. You touch it, you're gonna get burned. So for me, I was just having this conversation with my manager that
Shout out to Fancy.
I was having a conversation with her that I could see what you go through before it happens, and or not even that. So just from her telling me about her experiences, I say, oh, she's not right. That girl that you telling me about crossed you. I'm good. I don't need to learn on my own. I don't need to learn on my own. You said what you said. That's enough for me. At this age, and right now, that's the kind of information I need to stay away. I don't need to keep going down with bad friends and doing and them burning me constantly, and I'm going back like I don't know what they're capable of. I don't have time for that.
I think that's a big issue. Like even with the youth today, they don't learn.
That's the problem that I have with my daughter.
They gotta go through it. Like I just had that same conversation with my daughter, literally 2 days ago, and it's you have to understand that we trying to teach you something that you don't have to go through heartache and pain to learn. Because we already been through the heartache and the pain to learn. But
unfortunately,
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
Unfortunately, some people have to experience it on their own. I can't remember if I was. I mean, I'm only guessing that I was a knucklehead back then, that I didn't listen either. But when I talk to her, I'm always giving, like, to me it's common sense. If this person burned you, what the fuck are you doing friends with her again? Like, it's just common sense to me. So when I see it, I'm just like, I'm lost. Yeah, so when I see it, I'm just like, I'm lost. I get to a point where I'm just like, don't tell me no more. I don't, because I'm gonna say the same shit. Now you're looking dumb.
Now, do you feel like it's an extra layer of respect being that you had, obviously, your mom, you know the industry, you've been around some of the greats?
Oh, I'm golden.
Yeah. So,
I know that.
So she's still
No, but the crazy part is her friends and people that I like, you know, that I know through them, line up for advice. Line up for
the friends always want to.
It's always like that.
Line up for it. But my kids like to just be knuckleheads. Like, you know?
But that's, you know what that is? I truly believe that's the role that we paid for them. Because I go through that, and I go through that in a sense, in another way with my son. You know, like always trying to tell him about basketball. Let me teach you. I know it because I did do it. This is how I made a living. And let me show you that this is what you can do. And he won't listen, but his friends, they listen.
Yeah.
And then they tell him, yo, man, why you just say listen to your dad? So it's like I'm telling you, the pattern is just like the younger generation. And I think we was like that too, because I know it's a lot of shit I ain't listen to. But I was just willing to take my ass with me. I do listen. Sometimes, right? Sometimes I know. Yeah. But I'm very intelligent right now. You know what I'm saying? So
let me ask you this, Nicky, right now. If you could say something to your youngest son, what would you say? Good question.
What age though?
I tried.
What age? Yeah, what age?
I don't want to say no age. She only 19 right now. What you want me to say?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a good one.
That's real good. Now you know a bit, right? Good looking, twin.
I used to like. So I used to look at my friends. A lot of my girlfriends, they went to Morgan State. They went to, they went to college. I went to college too, but I went with kids. And I used to really beat myself up because when I look at their lives, how different it was for me. Like, I seen some things. I just gotta keep saying that,
Trying to go to school and feed kids is a lot.
It is tough.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do everything that they doing because you got kids to come home too, so it's tough.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What would you say to your younger self? Was
So
you changing?
what I was saying is I used to really like beat myself up, but now I just kind of look at life and I'm like, it's what I was supposed to go through.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
written
That's
for
all
me.
we
You
got.
know,
That's all
I
we
mean,
got.
like, nobody else did it big.
Right.
Nobody else, you know what I'm saying? And I look at things like that and I'm like, when I look at myself in the mirror and then I think about my past, it doesn't correlate to me. It doesn't look like what the image that
Right.
that
What
I
you've been through.
portray
Right,
on
what
my
you've been
page.
through. Right.
You would never ever know.
What I've been through.
Never.
Right. Looking at me. No,
Never. Shit that will break a man.
Well, tell us what Smoking Mirrors podcast this is about.
I'm just
You know what I'm saying?
She needs
Yeah,
to
right?
My nipples just got hard when she said that shit. Please let me
Wait.
I don't know.
Pause. I'm just saying. Like, she made me feel that. Like, hold up, what the fuck you been through that a man will break a man? I want to know.
a lie. As a girl, as a female. So when I was a kid, I used to look back and say,
I'm waiting for the tell me something.
Word, I want to know. That shit just chill through my body. Look, I got goosebumps.
Nothing crazy, but
crazy, violent, everything.
That shit just did something to me. Bro, I want to know.
Shit, you know, growing up in Brooklyn, growing up in New York, you know, I always felt like I grew up with that chick. Like, you're gonna respect me.
Yeah.
You're gonna respect me. I'm from Flatbush.
I'll Flatbush out for
New York definitely got a
Then on
chick.
top of it, I'm a Caribbean girl. Then I grew up with an identity crisis.
New York is a
I
chick.
grew up, I grew up with an identity crisis. I came here. I look more on the Asian side than black. People really couldn't identify. You know what I'm saying? We're a little Caribbean family, little accents. They really couldn't get with what was going on in the 80s. So they're looking at me and they're trying me. Right? And that's just not my makeup. That's not, so I don't care when you look at me. So it's just not. I got a brother that's the same wild. We grew up wild and there's no dad around. So just imagine what's going on. We outside running amok in Brooklyn. I'm shooting guns at 11.
Lord Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? My brother's introducing me straight to the street.
We don't condone shooting guns.
I'm just saying.
You talking about back then?
I'm just talking. Come on. Absolutely. They shouldn't even be watching this podcast.
But I'm talking about the past. And like we said, we got a live audience here, so if somebody got a question, you know what I'm saying? We go to that person
Well, how
first.
does you want to see
I went to Madison. Yeah.
Anybody else?
And then I went to alternative school.
What you gotta say about Madison?
Yeah, I got
What you gotta say about Madison?
We got a question.
Alternative school in East New York.
What words of wisdom would you give to young females who's trying to start or being entrepreneur or going down that line?
Don't stop. You're gonna hear a million no's on your way up. A million no's. But you just gotta know what you gotta know what you wanna do, and you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. You gotta not stand in the shadow of nobody. You just gotta having a mentor is very, very important. But also having your own identity is very, very important, because you can get lost in somebody else's, in their dream too. So you just gotta.
Well said, definitely.
You don't get to ask.
So look, when you saw the chick that you had the little issue with, when you saw her and you said you ran up on her, did you say Brooklyn?
I ain't get time to do all that. I hit her before the niggas ever did. I ain't get time for that. I ain't got no time. Yes, Nancy.
Will you continue doing reality TV?
Thank you. We should have got that one from you.
If a better situation comes up, if my situation comes up, we've been shooting the Hing Dynasty, and we've been kind of like behind the scenes. We got a really good production company that shot the Kardashians and all of these big shows came in and shot us in Atlanta. But I think the show right now is still being shot. But I think that the magnitude of the show was so high, they don't know us. I'm gonna keep it a being. As much as I would love to think that I'm that level of celebrity, I'm not yet. So the viewers that watch shows on CBS, they're not gonna know who Chinese Nikki is. Like, you get occasional, you know, well-to-dos and not occasional, a lot of well-to-dos, but the white people that, you know, that sell those type of, or watch those type of networks. They're not gonna know who Chinese Nikki and Chinese Kitty is. We're aesthetically pleasing, but we hood.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
We know how to clean it
Right,
up.
gotta clean it up.
Absolutely.
So you and your daughter, right, going to that. Is it like a mother and daughter, or you're like sister and sister?
I would like to think that I am the mom to her, which I am.
Correct.
I feel like she pulls me into bullshit. I don't like that she pulls me in it. I think at one time we had to do so much together that we were doing a lot of hostings, a lot of photo shoots. We were just, you know, and I'm always my personality. That's what I'm a friend to anybody.
Right.
So I am like that with my kids, but not to the point where we are like what people think. I'm a real mom,
Right.
a real mother.
Do you see her and you? Like, when you look at her, do you see your younger self? Right. No, 'cause she was on some.
Actually, look, no.
She don't know unless she come out of the club and just start
You know
hanging
what?
out.
No, yes, because she's wild.
Okay.
Yes, but all my kids are like that. Every last one of them is like that.
Oh shit. She's
Every
like,
last one of them, they all gonna get it in. They all like that. They all are hot head. All of them. You know, I got more of a quiet one. My oldest is more on the quiet side, but if you trigger him. But I got a little boy he's a little crazy. Another daughter that's just as crazy as the other sister. But we don't start trouble. That's not.
you just handle it. That's it.
No, we don't start.
You don't start it?
No, we don't start it. I've never been a bully. I've never ever. Yes.
You was gonna tell us the one time she was a bully? Oh, okay, all right.
How do you handle being a momager? Because all your kids are talented.
Still on my questions.
That one came from the back. I think. What I got going on?
You know, I used to try to do things with a priority level, right? Because obviously, so my oldest son is he's a screenplay writer and a cinematographer. So he shot the Avengers, Endgame, Ozark.
When they gonna bring it back?
Listen, I need a job.
Show right there, man.
This ain't paying me.
That's my show right
He
here.
ain't doing none of the research. Listen, I need a job.
What's the Suicide Squad? He did Suicide Squad.
Nice.
Well, Ozark was different.
Ozark is different, yeah. So he's
Ozark is fire.
He's been writing since he was 12, right? So I always saw that talent in him. He's been screenplay writing since 12. I've seen, 30 chapters by the time he was 15 of, a screenplay that he was writing.
Nice.
But at the same time, at that time, you gotta remember we're not that far apart in age. Dad is like, let him finish school, Me, on the other hand, I've never really liked school like that. And the way my parents pushed me so hard for no reason to finish school, which I never used any of it.
Anyway, right there, most of us.
I don't believe in making kids.
Go through it.
No, if you show me that this is what you want to do and you absolutely love it, we're gonna figure out a way that you could do it every day for your life and make money doing it.
I just had a conversation with somebody about that the other day with school. Like with colleges, they will give you a $200,000 loan in a heartbeat. You try to get a loan at the bank, you're going through hell. For that loan for a school, they approve of anybody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just there to put you in debt. And then when you come out of college, you're looking for a job and you make it $50,000 and you just spend $200,000.
That's it.
At home,
Ain't no sense.
eating oodles
Now,
and
we got a
oodles.
question. Hold on, go ahead.
So I have a question. I've been a fan, been following you for many, many years. I've watched a lot of your interviews, so I know a lot of stuff that you've been through. As a mom and someone who's been through similar experiences, how do you feel like your hardships as far as like being taken away from your children have affected them in the long run, or do you feel like it hasn't?
I guess the time in my life when I was going through like, the legal trouble and stuff like that. They were kind of young. I do think that my maybe Taylor, Kitty, and her older brother probably experienced more of that. You know, they saw some things. You know what I'm saying? They saw me being taken away in handcuffs. You know, they experienced that. I think my son might have had some mommy issues from those type of things. I think that he's gotten over it because I ride so hard for them. Like, and I'm not saying no mom does, we all do, but like I'm literally.
No, you showcase that on TV.
I ride, you know, so I think that after a while that turns into, as you become an adult, that turns into appreciation. Like, you know, at first it might come off like, damn, like we had such a hard life because you would, you know, in and out doing certain things, but
Then they appreciate it.
after a while it's like, damn, she really, you know, she really throw a brick at the jail for me, you know, she's really like that. And after a while, you know, and that doesn't stop. It didn't stop as they became adults. I mean, it's still the same mom, you know.
We see that. You go hard.
My question would be this, how do you maintain a certain level? Matter of fact, no, another question. How do you honor your son and your daughters when they do something great, being that you've been very consistent and been around greatness for so long? Like, you're not gonna bypass. You say you go for it.
And so it's not just them two.
Yeah, I'm saying that's
The other
that's
two
those
also,
levels.
one writes, helps Kitty with write her music. She's a writer. She also does music. And then I got the little one. He sings. So
Talented family.
yeah, but you know that could have easily have went another way had I not seen the talent and I was just a mom that's just like, you could do whatever you want to do. You can't do whatever you want to do in my house.
So how do you acknowledge that? How do you acknowledge the greatness and separate it when they reach a certain milestone? How do you acknowledge that? How do Nicky show her appreciation? Like you just came home and wrote for the Avengers. What did you, like? How do you?
Yo, that's crazy.
That's not right.
That's not right.
A cake ain't gonna do it.
For real.
I mean, you know, I do so much for them always, anyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like
Avengers, that's like,
big.
like I'm a motherfucking
It's IMDb,
Avenger
it's
fan.
crazy.
Like that's crazy.
That's levels, bro.
Levels. Shit. Gotta get these flowers now.
No, don't worry, I'm chopping this out.
So how do I?
Yeah,
So
we good.
how do I? I mean, my kids know that I love and appreciate at this. You know, I don't know how you separate that from all the other millions of things.
So
that
I'm
I
saying
do
there's so much
for them.
consistent greatness around you. That's,
Yeah.
You know, I'm always doing
right.
something.
Man,
Like I'm one of those that I just, if I got it, you got it. Like
You wanna take one of my kids, cause
I gotta know.
they got home back in
That I
crazy.
raised.
We got another question.
I want to know, like, what was your take on the whole controversy, like, a month ago when they were trying to say that Kitty was a colorist and based off of what she said, and, like, what's your whole take on that thing?
You know, it bothered me because it bothered me a lot because I know what we are and I know how we was raised and I know what my parents are, and for them to throw like it's whack. It was corny and it's an angle for her, and I don't like that.
I feel like
You know, when I look at things like that, right? I don't look at the color aspect. I look at that's an insecurity of yours.
Oh, yeah.
That's not an insecurity of mine. You're using that as an angle, and Shay did it too.
Yeah.
Shay did it too. Like it comes up when they to me it's like they pick us. It's like they pick on us, and they wait for us to say something. Shay don't call me a light-skinned monkey 100 times. That's cool. Now let me turn around and say some shit like that. But you're not about to take my blackness from me either.
Yeah.
You're not about to do that. You're not gonna play with me and my color on the internet. I know the fuck I am. See, that's what the problem is with Kitty. You don't stand on business. I done told that bitch suck my dick, and that'd have been it. Period. And I got right off. And I would have got right off. You that's what they're saying, and peg fuck them. You know what you are. You gotta. My dad is dark, and my mom is mixed, and like we gotta go through all of that. No. You have insecurities. experience, and that's how you use that as an angle. And I don't jack that. I don't jack that. That was an angle for her. I don't jack that.
That was crazy.
Chinese Nicky need to be somebody's manager. She gets the
Right.
deal done, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I ain't seen this shit right here since I was Coley back in the day. That's what she might be on right there.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Word the
Dash
mother.
it, flesh.
Word the mother. Dame Dash in the flesh right there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I got one more question.
Yo, I hope you got the girl that when she would walk by the table.
No.
Yo, Nicky look like
I should have liked to
he had a room. Go ahead.
I took a nap and y'all did that, but it's all right. I did another podcast earlier. Are you gonna be doing your podcast, Brooklyn Bullies? You gonna bring that back?
Oh, you know what? I have a really big deal on the table right now. It's not Brooklyn bullshit. I can't, for reasons, I can't use that name, you know, for the brands and the sponsorships that we have. But I have an It's Nicky show. Yeah, and it's doing some things. Doing some things. Y'all gotta come on and talk with me.
But they look like a podcast, just like
So Brooklyn Bullshit was already a podcast that I had. I kind of carried it on my own, but I had a few, you know, I could talk, I could go on and on with life experiences. But it's relationship days. And it's
there you go right there.
it's giving relationships through my views. Like I'm no nonsense, the same way I am with everything else. I'm not letting nobody just run all over me. I'm not doing it. So I'm not doing it. So
Yo, listen, real shit. Any female ever fuck with me, no. You could be here today and be going to
That's
fucking
it,
tomorrow.
pack you
I don't
up,
play that shit. If you ain't right, if you ain't living by that representative that you showed me when I met you, then I don't need you. Fuck out of here. Bye.
right.
I don't know if you got to go.
This on Tuesday. Yeah, this on Tuesday. Bye on Wednesday.
That's
I
it.
don't have
That's it. I don't have, you know,
That's like this.
and you know, it didn't start as an adult. I've been like this. I've been, you know,
My mama raised me like this.
yeah, I don't have the time for it. Yeah, I don't have the time for it. I just feel like if I'm not reciprocating what I'm giving, I just don't have the time for it. And I want, you know, the amount of friends and the people that I have around me, and when they give me their life experiences and what they're going through, I'm just kind of like, then what you need them for? Like, you know, so I give it raw. And there's nothing that I'm putting out that I'm not taking in myself. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, you know how Beyonce is like, leave your man, and then she's going home and curling up with hugs. Like, you know, so. But it's a relationship, so that's my aim.
No, I respect. Listen, that shit for when you dealing with relationships, for you to fuck with somebody on a Tuesday and leave them on a Thursday, it's real. People don't understand that because there's a lot of things that we require as people. And as soon as I see that you are not floating the way I need you to float, it's like, yo, what the fuck I'm wasting my time for? Because I know that's what it's gonna be. We're gonna get to some point in this relationship where I'm gonna say, the fuck, I've been doing this shit for 2 years, 3 years. What the fuck out of here? It's worthless. So I'm gonna get rid of you in 2 months, 3 months, and I'm gonna see the shit and be like, nah, you know what? This shit ain't worth it. You gotta go.
Listen,
You know what, too?
You about to get a glimpse of It's Nicky right now.
Yeah, right.
But unfortunately, Miss Nicky, we gotta wind down right now. The time is cutting a little short. We want to leave on a positive note.
Yeah.
I like to talk to the business side. So do you have any advice for the young ladies that's like looking to get into a reality TV show and take a positive turn?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
He walked away.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Yo.
Don't do it.
Nah, that shit
There's so many other career
What about
paths
the
that you
industry
could
as a
go.
whole? The industry as a whole. Good advice.
You know, if you want to do music, if you want to do, you know, I would never tell anybody to not stop there. But doing reality shows should not be a dream of nobody. That just should not be a dream.
So Chinese Nicky, let me ask you this: for people that's watching, people that want to book you, your daughter for an event, how do they go about doing that?
For me, you would go through Fancy. But we actually have a new page, which is Chinese Nicky Inquiries, and you can go through there. You can DM that, or you can email us at ChineseNicky718@gmail.com.
There's a lot of party promoters in here. Shout out to Posse, Wild West Swim, you know what I'm saying? They looking to bring people to parties and stuff like that. So Fancy, they talk to you about that and we get it going. Anybody got a last question before we wrap it up?
We don't got no time for that.
Before we wrap it up, I just want to say, I have such a project with Mr. Avenger, but I didn't talk to him. I want to have a personal conversation. But y'all, since it's our first time doing a live audience, I just want y'all, you know what I mean, put y'all hands together, give it up for Mr. Nicky.
Just want to thank all y'all for coming out tonight for the live audience. Chinese Nicky, you did your thing. This was a great interview. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to White, shout out to Slick. I appreciate y'all. Smoke and Mirror season 2, you know what it is, man. We here for a reason.
Yo, we was just trying to give you some horns and celebrate.
Man, I thought Flex was here. I ain't gonna lie.